Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Touken Rambles podcast. We are your monthly podcast all about Touken Ranbu news, everything from the games, the anime series, the live action, and just with Japanese swords in general. I am your host, Marissa, and with me I am here with Jessie.
Hi.
And Sarah.
Hello.
So we're going to start off with some community feedback that we have. For those of you who listened last month, we had a possible question that got brought up thanks to Jessie's dear, wonderful older sister, and we were like, we're not going to touch that. We are not going to touch that question with the 10-foot pole. Well, Jessie pulled it out of the woodwork yesterday during our Discord server, so many of us answered, and the question, the dreaded question, is what is one sword that you're even marginally okay with breaking? Not have you broken a sword and what is it? It's would you break a sword and what would it be?
It's more like but hold on. It's
if you had to break a sword.
No. It's not
okay,
if
what?
You had to. It's if something were to happen and a sword were to break. Say you lost track of what was happening in the game and you just happened to have this team out and one sword broke and you weren't careful. Like you just didn't notice it was a possibility and they're gone and you were just like, oh well. Like
gotta justify yourself.
What is one that you're just like with the way that you're saying it, yeah?
Well, according to Sarah's answer, she would want to break the sword.
You even said you weren't gonna respond to it till morning.
I said I would want to respond till the next day, and you posted it before midnight. The next time it rolled around, no one was answering, so I'm like, I'm gonna toss myself under dang bus, I guess.
Southern just came out in Sarah.
Can you say that one more time?
I don't know what I just said at this point.
The sweet tea and biscuits came out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But, what was this beloved sword, Sarah, that you would not even bat an eye if they broke?
Lord, as everyone in the Discord chat knows, I have a little bit of a argument with a certain salty French fry known as Yamamagiri Chogi. So yeah, that was my answer. Salty French fry Chogi. He can break. I'll cry because of the resources and time and tears and anger that went into him. That's why I cry. But I don't have an emotional attachment to him right now. Please don't kill me. I love y'all. Bye. Hi.
Go run and hide. Go run and hide, Sarah.
I hide from the Chogi defense squirrel. That is everyone else but me right now.
I mean, I will just say that if you do break Chogi, fairly certain Mamba would be very distraught.
Why would Mamba be distraught?
Mamba would be distraught because if they broke the original, what good is the copy?
Ooh.
The copy's better. You know what they say? Sometimes the remix is better.
Mamba doesn't feel that.
No, he doesn't.
Mamba
Jessie,
doesn't
you bring
feel
up a good
that.
point.
See?
No,
See, you
I
have
don't
to protect
care.
the original. But isn't Mamba yours?
He's my second. He is my baby. I will protect Mamba.
You would willingly put him through such emotional trauma.
Yes.
Because you broke the one that he was made off of, and he wouldn't know why or understand.
See, this is why I shouldn't answer anything, y'all. Just coming out about it. Because I get attacked.
I'm not attacking you.
I don't get attacked for
Marissa
later. I am defending.
Jessie,
no, you are defending Chogi. You asked who I wouldn't care too much if it broke. I answered honestly. Meh.
You
All
did
right.
answer honestly. I mean, my answer's just kind of like, okay, fine, attack me, because like I wouldn't care that there's actually several swords that I probably would be like, oh well darn. But just move on with my life. And probably the most what is the word I'm looking for? The one that I'm
Least
my
attached to.
answer. That one, yeah.
Yeah, that's
My
it.
answer is Otagine, so yeah.
I will protect and hoard all of the Spear Boys, and they will be mine. I'll just take him off your hands, thank you.
Just imagine poor Tomokiri, the poor Yari mom, not having one of his little chickadees.
Oh my god. No, I
He
just
would be very sad, but he'd also have his hands full with Sengo and Monoyoshi, the other Mihotose crew. So
Bless. Poor
Well-
Gine, he needs cuddles. Marissa shall protect him.
Gine and Dotanuki will admit that they are useless swords. Poor things. I kind of try, like, I was like, I can't say any sword because I have practically all of them over max level. I've given them so much love and attention. I have every single sword in the game except one more now. Thanks, DM, and thank you, Nitro. I hate you, but I love you. But I was like, I can't because I would feel bad using them later on for things like Kiwame adventures. But I have to say someone. It's a little brown bob child that continues to pop up in this event. That is a Maida Toshiro. I do not hate Maida. He just kind of has a lackluster of a personality and a design. And he's Kiwame, and I wouldn't even care if I had to re-Kiwame him because it's just like, whatever. He drops like hotcakes. So, poor Maida. I know one of our other members on our Discord also said Maida. It was like, I guess Maida? So, poor Maida. I was thinking maybe Akita because he just drops so often. He's also a bit of a useless Kiwame, but I'd feel really bad hearing him cry as he breaks. He's small and he's like Kokotai, and I don't want to do that. That would just my heart to pieces. So, yeah, no. And I know one of our other Discord members said Kashuu, which
We
that
just
hurts to read.
Oh, triggering Jesse that night. That was
Like
fun.
Yama was expected. I fully expected Yama to come out like that. Like that was fine. But Kashuu, I mean, I understand the reasoning. It's the same as Maida. Like he just comes home so often.
Yep.
Like, yeah, okay, he's gone. Here's another one. Like that's understandable. I get the reasoning. But if I looked at it from my Citadel's point of view, I would cry. I would cry for a couple days and probably the next month worse than I did for Hirano. Like, no, he may be a sassy butt that needs to learn how to, like, respect people's feelings, but no.
Cough cue at me, Journey.
Yeah, buddy, no. They aren't leaving because they hate me. They are leaving for the same reason you left. To get stronger. That being said, please do not actively go out and break your swords.
No.
We all have it happen on accident at some point or another. It just does. I have seen stories where somebody was playing for someone else and they weren't watching and they broke a level 99 sword.
Level 99 Ishikirimaru.
Ishikirimaru. And
what?
That has happened. I have seen someone where they broke Horikawa and they were devastated because they didn't know it could happen in an event map. And they just wanted to finish the node. And it was, yeah. It
Well,
happens to everybody at some point. Just make sure you lock your swords, make sure you give them protective charms, and watch for when they get knocked into the red so that doesn't happen. There's no special reward for breaking a sword. All you hear is a
Nope.
devastating line, and even if you don't understand it, you hear the devastation in their tones. And it, yeah.
because
And someone has broke all the swords online. So go to YouTube if you're really curious. I want to cry your eyes out.
Yeah, no. When I first started playing, because I was having to learn kind of, I had to learn a lot of this just through like the Wikipedia and trial and error. And the first sword that I broke was, I was like still in era 1, and I wanted to figure out like what happens, because a lot of the times, like, oh, in Pokemon, if your Pokemon hit 0 HP, they faint and then return. And I broke an Aizen in like 1-3 or 1-4 or something, and I was like, oh, I like gone. So I wasn't terribly heartbroken, because eventually I got like Aizen back again. Because I'm at the beginning of the game. I didn't have emotional attachments to too many of these swords. And then I get to Era 6. And I'm training up my Tontos so I can actually use them. I can get through Era 6. They're the only swords that are actually really good to get through Era 6. Maybe a Wakizashi for help with that scouting in 6-1. But I can't remember what map I was on. I think I was on 6-2. And I was just trying to level grind them. And 6-2 is actually probably one of the safer maps to do that, from my experience. I was the node right before the boss node. I was like, well, that boss node has tasty EXP. And I'm also trying to get Akashi Kunyuki while leveling them up. I'm really close. Imono Tsurugi's in the red. Can't be that bad. I went on ahead. I was stupid. Guess what had 1 HP because of just things and wasn't watching? Imono Tsurugi. He got one-shotted by that long range immediately and was gone. And he was my first sword that I smithed. My first sword that I smithed. I killed him. I was super sad. I started crying. I was like, and all you hear is, I can't remember the full break line, but it's the same thing that Yoshitsune is from his
Isn't it
death poem.
the over the purple cloud
The Kumo
thing?
ka, and you're just like, I just killed Imono Tsurugi right here, and he's shattering, and I can't go back because I noticed it. Because if you go into like a map and you're like, oh, well, I shouldn't have done that, and you haven't hit a formation, you can just back out of the game and you're fine. Like, you can refresh the page on the computer, you can close out of the app, and you'll be fine as long as you don't hit that formation. I hit that formation, I just saw it happen. It like the teams came together, and I saw him have 1 HP, and I was like, I done fucked up. I done messed up. I killed him, and I was not a happy nougat. It took me so long to get him to level 90, get a new one. I got a new one very quickly because he used to drop fairly frequently. Now he doesn't for some reason. Don't ask why. They changed drops. But I got a new one, but it took me so long to get him back up to where he was. He was going to be one of my original Kiwame Tontos, but he was in like phase 3 of the Kiwame Tontos getting sent out. So don't break your swords, guys. It's very sad. Don't do it. Unless you have an Ofuda, because you'll still hear the break line, but then they heal. Great. Because that's how that person has all those break lines, is because they Ofuda'd them. Well, no.
Omamori.
The Omamori. The not useless toilet paper. Ofuda's useless. Omamori is... I have so many of them, I don't use them.
Yeah.
It's nice. Make sure that if you're trying to level things up and you're afraid they're going to keep breaking, put that Omamori on them and just treat your swords right.
So we've had a great great start to this podcast, guys.
Sword
Let's
breaking,
move
yay!
on, shall we?
Thanks, Jesse.
I mean, especially whenever certain people listen to this on the way or after work, like when they turn on the Discord and they come to that discussion. So, yay!
We love you guys. But on a happier note, so let's kind of get actually into some of the stuff that has happened with the game this month. My apologies. I got the Setsubun event day wrong. The day after we recorded the latest podcast, Setsubun ended. Oops.
It happens.
I wasn't playing it. I wasn't really keeping up with it. But Setsubun ended. So you didn't get your background. No worries. It will most likely come back next year as this was a repeat. Well, so we were hinting at the new sword. They were teasing a new sword. I think we only had his little silhouette. We didn't have any
we just
actual
had
colorization or
shoulders.
visuals of him. So we just kind of saw his little fox thing, which they said wasn't a fox, but lies. It is a fox.
It's like an Arctic fox. It's not like a cone fox. It's a
not a
different
cone
kind of fox. I don't know. I just know what I hear, and
It's okay.
yeah.
They were probably like, it's not a cone, like it's not your traditional fox. Well, it's still a fox.
Yeah.
Still a Vulpes. So we got our newest sword, which is Hakusan Yoshimitsu, and I love him. He is beautiful and fua, and I want him. I wanted him. Did we get him? I don't think any of us got him.
No, and I will tell you who is most bitter about that fact than any of us, and that is our dear, lovely Alexi.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
From the design of him to the from the moment she found out his voice actor, she was like, oh no, he's mine. I need him now. Tried really hard, and he did not come home, and she is a little sad, but we are all there with her.
Yeah,
Hakusan, who's that?
Hakusan, who is that? Oh my gosh. I wasted all my resources trying to get this boy. And did he come home? No, just a bunch of Uchikatanas came home instead.
I zeroed out my charcoal.
I did too.
Yep.
Multiple times. I zeroed out that
Yeah.
charcoal. I'm now kind of at a happy, like, I think 300,000 again. Like, I've just that back up very quickly.
Some of us are just happy.
Hold on.
Not 300, 30,000. Sorry, brain.
Okay.
Whack a zero off of that. I've never had that.
Oh my gosh.
I want that amount. 30,000. I'm at a nice, comfortable 30,000 K.
Knock another zero off of that, and that's about where I am. Actually, no, I might be closer to 5 or 6 now. But
this event's been nice for some resources a little bit.
Yeah.
But
when you have time to play.
Oh, his design is beautiful. I wanted him so badly. I kept posting pictures of him in our Discord. I was like, look at him. Look how adorable. And like also all of the Naki Gitsune pictures of like Naki's fox and Hakusan's fox being all cute and then being with Kogi. And I'm like, I need this so badly. I need my other Kon. He needs to come home. But
yes, and then some people have drawn him with Bami and like the little Floof brothers. I love it. And then someone also drew this beautiful picture where you've got Yama at the top, and then you've got Kosetsu in the middle, and then you've got Hakusan on the bottom, and it's like, holy cow, this is like Ichimi and Tsuru with Monoyoshi. It's like, is he yours? Did this happen?
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to remember, I know that the artist who did Hakusan has already done a sword.
Mori, I think.
Was it Mori? Yes, it was Mori. I was like, I know it's another Yoshi little Tonto, then it's a Tonto one. So you can kind of tell the art style is similar there with the two of them.
When we first saw like his full colored form, I was like, I've never really wanted to cosplay a Toshiro, a Nawataguchi sword, but those sleeves are really pretty and look really fun.
They do. Join Sarah in the spin floof floof game. Just spin around.
You
And
We
know,
the
need to
watch
do
the
that.
door handles.
if
And
I
I've
can
seen
part from my capes.
And I can be the one with the cape this time. The tiny, small little cape. My Sada. So an interesting thing, not just the fact that we got a new sword and he's beautiful and he's of course another Awataguchi sword. We have so many of them. He is a brand new sword type. So we have a brand new sword type called a Tsurugi. I've tried to do some research on it. I'm going to do a little bit more. All I know is that a Tsurugi is a double-bladed sword. Very similar to a Chinese sword in design. Not very much the one-edged blade that we have with most of the katanas in Japanese swords, and especially in this game. So he's kind of a little closer to Kogurasu Maru, and I'll say Chiogane Maru, and kind of like how the sword is. Not one blade, though Koga is kind of, sort of, but he's a different blade style completely. And because of that, they had to make him OP AF in the game. So I don't know if this is going to be how it is for the rest of the Tsurugis, that if we get more, because we only have 3 Yari, and I'm like, give me more. I need more Spirit Boys to love. But they have a special skill, very similar to the Kiwames, that they can use during battle that is actually separate from attacking, called their Godly Feat. And Hakusan himself is called Healing Power. So he can heal any swords that are gravely wounded by 32% and restore the troop's health. But it can only be activated when he himself is not fatigued, and he can only heal one sword at a time. And it is evil in PvP, because he just says nope to all of that. And of course, unlike most strategy games where you can aim for a certain thing first that you know is going to be a pain, these swords just go automatically. So they might completely ignore the PvP Hakusan, and the Hakusan just keeps healing everything. Like, I haven't touched PvP in a while because I am too high level that I keep running into these things, so I just don't anymore. That I run into level 99 Kiwame Tontos, and that's no.
Yeah. Luckily,
Not
I
about that
mean,
life.
with this event, since so many people are doing like baby sword training, like all the new kids, you can at least get one, which is at least one of the missions, which is why I'm popping in there and dying slowly because of Hakusan. Yes.
We will see what the other Tsurugi swords that we get another one do. But for now, Hakusan's the only one, and he has that healing power. And because of the fact that they're like, hey, new sword type, we had, leading up into the current event that's going on, which we'll get in just a little bit, we had an experience boost and increased boss drop rate campaign at the same time. It was like, hey, we're gonna make you guys happy, because clearly not happy because you're not getting the sword. So we're gonna make you happy in other ways. So here, have more double EXP and double drop rates. So that was nice. Leveled my swords up a little bit, but not by much. With this, did anyone play the actual game during this, or were you just trying to scramble to get this child?
Oh, I've been trying to do the daily missions at the very least, so that 1, I could build resources for smithing, and 2, because I am still one of those that is desperately to level swords. So I have had, during that time, I still had my usual Kiwame babysitter team out, seeking out that double XP, man, and it was great. I finally got, I would switch out Lord Kodagiri and Hyuga. Those were the 2. I wanted to call him Koga for a minute, and that is not the right sword.
Both
Hyuga and
red.
Kodagiri would often jump back in and out when the other would get knocked into the red. So, or stamina knocked into the red. Healing wise, they were all fine. Thanks to my Kiwame. Woo. Yeah, during that was generally a thing. More so this event has the leveling happened, but
Yeah, because I was just trying to level up Nene, Kirimaru, Chogi, Shizuka, and Buzen. And I had Sada
Odenta.
and oh, you had Odenta. That was it. I was like, why didn't you mention Odenta? But I had Sada and Fudo babysitting them and I had them on the lowest level map. I don't wanna deal with Mr. Kebishi, and every single time they flared up, I left because Shizuka was below. Usually, you start to see Naginatas do better by over level 50, and he was like 30, maybe. So I kept running. So it was a struggle. He's not that anymore. Get that into it a little bit, but Sarah, did you do anything, or were you just crying over boy?
A lot of crying. I pulled a Jessie in its own way. I was in for the
I don't
daily
know how
missions.
I feel about that. Okay.
But also, since I got Kuryu so randomly, surprisingly, because, Hakusan didn't come, but I got the Wandering Dragon, so I was very happy. But that meant I had 3 babies below Toku. So I casually hit the ones that had the charcoal and used that to get them above Toku. And then I was like, and I'm an open out. That's all I did. Legit.
So you had Koryu and who else?
Azuki and Shizuka. Those are the only ones that apparently weren't above Toku yet.
I hate leveling up Naginatas.
Yeah.
They don't kill anything for over 40 levels.
He's a pokey. He just gets poked the entire time.
He is babysat for at least a third of his life. Oh my gosh, it was so obnoxious. Because at least like the Odachis do work in the beginning. Like they'll kind of whack some things. Like Nene was stealing MVP for a while, and I was like, yes, dear husband, go. And then all of a sudden, Shizuka started to catch up, and it was a little terrifying. Well, we'll talk about that once we get to UCC, because that is all that I've been running right now. Speaking of Odachis, we'll get into that in just a tiny little bit. I have one little small thing. You now can you can use recovery items during battle. So if you notice, now you will actually see your fatigue on the battle screen. I don't think it used to do that. Sword just used to be there. And you'd see it back before. Like you'd go back and be like, oh no, they're in the red. Snap. You can actually use your recovery items in the middle of battle, so you don't have to pull out, check to see how your sword's fatigue and stamina is, and heal them. You can do it immediately in the map, which is nice and handy, especially running events over and over again. You don't want to just be like, great, I have to do this just to stop having them be red. But speaking of Odachis and being OP, once again, we finally, after them teasing us at, what was it? Was it One Fest?
Oh, who?
It was around One Fest. Actually, no, the teaser has been around since like New Year's.
Yeah, it was around New Year's. But
because I think it was there for Comic-Con.
That was it. It was Comic-Con. I was like, I knew it was something. It wasn't One Fest. One Fest was all the figures we got last month. This was Comic-Con. Thanks, Comic-Con. They teased the Hotaru Maru and Ishikiri Maru Kiwames with the full silhouette. And we finally got them. And Maru he was immediately sent out, and he came home, and he is stocky boy. Ryan, one of our editors, he was like, he looks like he has fireworks on him. And I'm like, you're not wrong. They still didn't fix the dirt head for his awakened. Still didn't fix that. A little upset. Doesn't even have a shirt anymore. It's completely gone. I do like his injured. The fireflies are surrounding him, like in his story. That when the sword was severely damaged after a battle, the owner of the sword had a dream where fireflies came around and hovered over his blade, and the next morning, all of the nicks and cuts on his blade completely healed. And that's where we get Hotaru Maru's name, with the Hotaru meaning firefly. Firefly baby. But I'll let Sarah talk about her slow green husband over there.
I love him so much. So very, very much. Oh gosh. So like I kicked him out happily. He is back home. I am in love. But he still has the demon hat, unfortunately for me. But his outfit, my baby has armor finally. He's not so pokey. And he has so many pretty little additions. And he's still a monkey when he awakens. It's fine. Everything's fine. They didn't change that like I was hoping, but it's okay because my monkey boy is still shiny and he has spiritual powers whenever he awakens. I'm dying. I'm so happy. It was not 100% worth the wait because I really would have liked to have him earlier, but I am thrilled.
He's
Slightly dying.
26.
There was one part that you were saying that reminded you of Nikari.
Yeah. Oh. Because like the front of his robe, the way they slit it, looks so much like Nika and his little pleats. Because you know how Nika has those little flaps in the front? I just look at Ishii and I was like, it's Nika. I am happy. And then you have the weird little tie thing going on with his belt armor that you're kind of questioning the practicality. But then you realize they kind of sneak that in with a lot of the boys' designs. So I don't know what they're saying there. But bad with the ties. I love it. I love it so much. And yes. Yes. Please yell at me anymore if you want about him on the Discord or live. You can find me because I will happily talk about him all day.
She will.
I love him.
Indeed. I got off work on Tuesday after the maintenance ended and was like, well, I need to go send out my boys now. And was like, great, okay, give me Hotaru Maru. And Ishii is like, hey, can I go first? Given the time, I was like, if I send him out, he's going to be the first to come home of all of us Ramblers. And I'm like, I don't think I want Sarah to kill me for having the slow rock come home first when he's not going to be used at the moment. No, I was like, sorry, we're just
I would
gonna
have killed you, yeah.
go sit with Nika for a bit. Go do your prayers, and we'll send you out on Saturday. And so I restarted the game and sent Hotaru Maru out right away, and learned quickly that not only is Kashuu not one to send people off on Kiwame, Chogi is also one that needs to sit down and stay away from them, especially if he doesn't by their partners or families, so that's cool. But he definitely did not see Ishii off. I sent him yesterday after Hotaru went home. I switched him out for Nika and then switched him back out so he could get some. So that's cool. Yeah, I'm really excited for the Kiwame Odachi, but at the same time, I'm really trying to focus on leveling my other boys up to clear a nice level gap. So all of my Kiwame coming home are sitting at like the level that they came back at. That's cool. They'll be fine. They're just enjoying their enlightened forms. That's all.
No shame. That's how most of mine are right now. They're chilling there, and they're like, "Oh, well, thanks for welcoming me back. What do I get to do now?" And I'm like, sit there while everyone else levels up, and then I'll focus on you." And it's like, but you keep using the same 6 Nuame Tonto for events. It's okay. Like, is it? It's okay. It's like,
No,
I'll
see,
use it.
Marissa's like, you sit there until I send you out to get smacked.
That was me today. Right before this, I was like, I have yet to send Hotaru Maru out to get his sprites. I'm like, all right, send this boy out. So I sent him to 2-2, and he hit the orange by the end of it. I was like, all right, that took a while. You managed to tank your way through that. And then I gave him the troops, and I sent him out to, like, I think 2-3 or 2-4. I was like, all right, get poked. Okay, he's good. Let's go heal him now. All right, Hotaru Maru, you sit right there. I'm gonna level these 4 up now, so you're good.
I do it with love.
Kuso Saniwa over here.
Darn, you're breaking your first myth. You're sending out boys just to get injured.
Don't follow my example, but I am Master Sword, so maybe follow my example. Up to you.
Learn from her advice, but don't follow her methods.
Thanks.
I mean, none of us are perfect.
None of us are. But Sarah, you're gonna have a really fun time making that outfit. You get to make a completely new hat.
Yay!
I'm sorry,
damn
who's gonna have fun?
Jesse.
Jesse.
Cause you love
I'm sorry,
her.
who's gonna have fun?
Jesse.
Jesse's gonna kill you. That's what she's
Y'all
gonna
are
do.
lucky. I love you. That is all I have to say.
Look on the bright side. You're gonna get me playing with a dang demon hat again. That stupid demon hat that can survive Kibishi but can't survive being in storage.
Maybe we can
Also,
find a
my
better-
hat was bad.
We
Let's
could
be
have a
honest.
sturdier material this time.
Yeah.
One day, whenever Jesse comes back from the land of Japan.
How about sunrise?
Land. All I can think of is Hinata from Haikyuu, because there was memes.
That one fan art where he's like
How
being
about
held above
Yeah.
Yamaguchi, where it's like sunrise because it's the sun over the mountain.
Yeah, that and
Yeah.
because someone, I forget some of the nicknames people give to Hinata. No, it was Suki, and it was like, because Suki was like, he doesn't call me Hinata. He, like, no, it was Kageyama because he calls him Boge, and he's
Yeah.
like, how about like, oh god, what is the literal translation of Hinata's name? Like
Sun
Sunshine Child, I think, is actually his name.
similar, yeah.
It's something
It's
along
close.
those lines, and it was like, how about Sunshine Child? And Kageyama's like, what? He's confused. I was like, it's a meme.
I read
Either
this one
way.
fan fiction where they were like the sunshine hamster down because he got a cold, and like it was a fluffy thing where the team was like, let's make sure he's okay. Sunshine hamster.
Okay.
He is the literal sunshine of Haikyuu, but we're not in Haikyuu, so
We're not in Haikyuu. We're in
Yeah.
Touken Rambu right now. We're just big anime nerds in general. And just Japanese culture nerds. So, but speaking of shiny, bright things, Hakata is happy as a clam right now because it is the Underground Treasure Chest event.
Nice tie-in.
Kind of our sunshine child. He has that bright yellow hair. So we have the Underground Treasure Chest event going on, and we have simultaneously, because it is the 30th anniversary of the Pocket mobile app, we have a little login things for like the next week or so. So make sure that you collect those, because by the end of it, you'll get a letter set. Easy peasy, no hassle of running through events and sobbing.
Yeah, so make sure you log in for 7 days from the time, like, the thing is to log in for 7 days during this 2-week period of the campaign. They don't have to be consecutive, so if you missed a day and you're like, oh no, it's fine.
You're good.
Just
It's as
log
long-
in. And it resets at midnight JST, is like 10 a.m. currently,
Mhm.
Eastern Standard.
But I
if you
believe
log
it's
in
going
at
to end
9.
at the same time as the event. So once the event's gone,
Yeah.
so is the anniversary login. You guys still have time for that. Speaking of closing, the Seal Exchange Corner did close. Thought about that, since most of us probably spent our seals towards the early beginning.
The day it opened.
The day it opened, because we were so desperate.
Yup.
We are in the middle of the Underground Treasure Chest event, which has not changed since the past 2 times. Get them as boss node drops. Hakata on level 10, Goto on level 20, Shinano on level 30, Hochu on level 40, and Mori on level 50. And his chances of dropping on the boss nodes increase past level 50 to level 99. You really only need to go to level 50 to get your achievements, and then you just have to do a certain amount of fights after that, I think. But it's really easy, because this is a wonderful grind, lovely event right now. It's good for EXP. I got to level 50 in like 2 or 3 days. It was really easy. I was running it with Buzin, Nene, Chogi, and Shizuka. And then I had at the beginning, I had Hakata, because I wanted that tasty ×2 Koban that you get at the end of passing each floor. And I think I also had Sada with me, because I just kind of needed a babysitter. And once I got to level 50, Hakata got taken out, and so did Sada. And right now, it's just the 4 of those swords running level 30 over and over again. So I'm just trying to Rambu level the boys now and get these boys up to level 99. If this shows you how quickly Naginatas will level up once they actually start doing work after level 40, Chogi, Yamagiri Chogi, I got him during the event in November. Yeah, it was a November event. And he was level like 65. And I got Shizuka from the Steel Exchange. So there was already a level 6. There was like but then I used some Kompeito to get him close to Toku. And then I got him to Toku. And then I stuck them on the same team for the longest period of time. So they were just kind of leveling up together. Shizuka has surpassed Chogi in levels now. Chogi is 89 and Shizuka is 91. So
Good.
even though it is a slow boat to get them to that level where they can just start destroying and continuously just wiping the entire opposing team in one fell swoop, he levels up very, 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 very quickly, because then he continues to take MVP and doesn't get anyone else at all. It took him a while, but I think he's probably going to reach level 99 before Chogi does at this rate, which is a little sad. Poor Chogi. But yeah, I'm trying to get them to level 99 by the end of the event, and hopefully get the event swords, at least the original 4, Sans Mori, to Rambu level 4. But Hakata's level doesn't give you squat innate EXP, so Shinano it is. I don't want to try level 50 with just these guys, because the long range might be mean. But I haven't reached below level 50 this time, so that's a first for me. What about you guys? How's your underground treasure chest adventuring been going?
I am on level 26. And because I haven't had, or when I do come home from work, I will be spending on the phone with Cammy, because, and I love my sister dearly. It's impossible to multitask sometimes. Or I will have like a massive headache and then pass out at 8 p.m. and sleep for 10 hours. So that's fun. I really have been trying to do this event. I have goals. I don't need any of the words so much, and I have no real reason to grind for them, even for Rambu, because I smith daily just for the daily mission, and my current is just all 93, and I have brought home a Shinano, a Hakata, and a Hocho just with that. So that works pretty easily for me, and I don't mind the small resources going to that. I am trying to level up Bagiri Chogi, Orenta Mitsuyo, Shokudakiri Mitsutara, Hyuga, Korigiri Go. I feel like I'm missing Hakata is on that team too for that first run through, so I can get that double Koban. And then once I switch to just grinding for XP, he'll come off and I'll switch in the other. But I need to get Hyuga and Korigiri Go to at least level 51. Once I get them to 51, I'm going to switch and start trying to get level 60s into the 70s. I have this huge level margin where I have this huge chunk of swords in the 50s and 60s. And then I have like 2 or 3 in the 80s. And then I have some max. And then I have the rest are Kiwame. So it's like, where are my level 80 swords? I have none that can handle the non-Kebishin maps. So I need to fix that. But that won't take too long because currently Kodagiri and Hyuga are level 48, I believe. As I told Sarah yesterday, to appease her saltiness over the overcooked, overseasoned French fry, once Yamambagiri Chogi reaches 75, I will switch him out for a sword in need of more XP.
Please remember in context, just for everyone else too, extra saltiness from me on this one is the fact that Chogi is higher than Shokudai Kiri right now.
What?
Thank you!
I like one level!
Okay,
One
never mind.
level!
Now.
No, when I put Shokudai Kiri on the team with Yamamagiri, Shokudai Kiri was like a level or 2 above Chogi. Chogi is my captain, and he can be a bit of an MVP thief. So he just kind of passed him. And it happened. And now Shokudai's stepping up to the plate and being like, I'm pretty cool too, give me that XP. So he's getting his love and he's making himself known.
You just hear a
A little indignant huff.
Oh my gosh.
That was beautiful.
Well, my Chogi's
But
higher than your
we'll get to
Chogi, so heh.
He is. I have no shame in how low my sword levels are, but a little bit of shame. But they're doing well, and he will be replaced for Sada shortly, so don't worry. And all of the other swords will join them soon. So, yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. My event's going great. How about yours, Sarah?
Well tossed. I feel like you just toss a live fish in my lap and you're just like, here you go.
Hot potato.
The potato is yours. Take it.
Aw. Slowly hugs potato, like, what do I do with this? Okay. UTC, right. My UTC, I think I'm only on like 430. Just because like middle of nowhere signal, because I'm playing it on data, which is fun whenever you're like, I can do it. Heh. But yeah. So we're currently struggling a little just because of signal wise, but the kids are doing well. I'm very proud of the kids. Bubble, Bean, Baby, real name, Kenshin. There we go.
Kenshin. There.
Kenshin Kage.
Like good
Yes.
Baby Bean.
Baby
Yes.
Bean.
Good Baby Bean. He was on the team at first and shot up to over level 50 really, really fast. So he got switched out for another one of the low level babs. So it's just a constant little switch in and out of who's low level and who needs leveling. So he got switched out for Azuki. So now it's being babysat. We have Hirano, Hakata, and it was until recently Jirotachi babysitting. But for obvious reasons, Jiro is now just chilling, as Ishii is now on the team alongside Shizuka's captain, so Shizuka can shoot up really fast. And he's MVP stealing, which is wonderful and magical.
What's his level right now?
He has reached 56 today. Yeah,
that's when he starts really like going.
he's happy.
My other swords are in the red for fatigue wise, but that doesn't matter because he just comes in and destroys the opposing team. So it's like it doesn't matter your other team is fatigued because they're not gonna have a chance to hit, and the other team's not gonna have a chance to hit them to deal damage. So
the fatigue. The fatigue.
Good.
Everyone on my team is in Sakura Fubuki, except for Shokudaikiri.
Oh, he's so slow, that's why.
He's salty too.
We're all maxed, and he's trying. He's trying so hard. Sorry, continue.
You threw off the Emperor's Groove, I don't remember anymore.
Oh, sorry.
Shizuka.
I'm teasing.
Okay.
Yeah. The event's going well though. They're leveling up happily, and then I'll switch out the Asafune crew that's in there soon with a few of the others, and then probably try to shoot my level 92 Mutsuno Kami up to 99 so he can go out to Kiwame as soon as Hotarumaru comes home. Because yeah, that puppy needs cuddles. So yes, that is my goal right now. Happy Bubble.
Since we're kind of already a little bit into March, we got a short update of upcoming events, which included the Underground Treasure Chest. So hooray, surprise to that, we're in the middle of it. But they did say the next event for this month is going to be everyone's favorite bead hunting extravaganza of I want to pull my hair out with Village of Treasures. And of course, we're going to get 2 new background music. Only thing that matters for me is that background music.
Can we just rename it Village of Bees? Because what are drums?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but then you run into the issue of mishearing Village of Bees.
Bees?
Bees?
What is this? The bees? Question mark card from Cards Against Humanity?
Yes.
Yes. Beautiful. Bees. So tune in next month to see if we'll have the Village of Bees.
Those dang beads and the taiko just don't. Not a fun event. Yes, your swords can't break. But there goes all the tasty Koban.
You're so mad.
But it's just it's
your
just
swords can't break.
That's the only good thing about that event. That's the only good thing. Only good thing is that everything resets once you go back. So you don't lose troops, you don't lose the HP, but it's just a constant you can't keep running it over and over again like you can with Underground Treasure Chest and War Training Expansion and all these other ones. The past events spat you out, and then you have to keep spending Koban to get back into it, and you're like, this is slow. And it's just so slow going.
I will say that is one of the things that Touken kind of spoils you about, is how accessible it is to just grind. Yeah, your swords get fatigued, but you can always switch them out and you go right back at it. Or you can give them the bento boxes or the dongo or whatever you want to refresh that, and then you're at it again. But a lot of the other games, especially ones that I've fallen in, to be able to level them up, you have to spend your own stamina points or battle points to be able to do that. And so for this to be the one event that's like that in the game, I think is really reasonable. Or not the only one, but for it to only come around every so often, I think is really reasonable and really cool, and I really appreciate it. I also have never really had that much of an issue with Village of Treasures, so
it's
hiss.
I don't have issues with it per se, like Sarah does with the sword, with the trying to get the taiko, or Lexi over there being like, I hate the 4-card curse because she has small swords. It's just mundane. Saying it's really slow. Like the way you go through the map is so slow because they have to keep showing the card animation. Because my favorite event is another pass event. I love Regiment, but Regiment moves. You just tap the button and it keeps going. While with like this, it's like you have to keep tapping at it. And looking back, they've made it so much more streamlined since the beginning of the game. I didn't play the first Village of Treasures, but I played one of the early ones. It was still obnoxious. It was still slow. Because you had to tap, it was when you still had to tap at every screen. So like you'd finish the battle and you'd have to tap the screen, trigger the card to flip, and then you would go into the game. And then you have to wait for the thing to load, and then you tap your formation, wait for that, and then you tap to get out, then tap the map, so it's like the card, and you're just like, they took that out at least. The Kaika, the fire, the second, actually, in the original game, you know how the first time you get the fire, it's like, oh, you get ×2 of beads from drawing the cards. Well, if you got the Kaika again, it would negate that. You didn't get ×4. It negated it.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. So, used to be worse. So, no, I don't like
Nope.
Thank you for learning DMM. Thank you for learning Nitro Plus, and thank you for the progress you have made. Let us see what happens next.
Also, the fact that they keep having, you have to have 100,000 to get the event sword,
Can
and
we
it's
not,
only 2
please?
weeks. And
Can we not, please?
And Regiment's 100,000, and it's a 3-week event. Like that's understandable. Can we please put it to 80,000? Like it's better.
That was nice. Please.
Because I have a
Last
feeling
year's
it's gonna
about
be...
this time was an 80,000 one, and I remember being so mad because I was so close to getting Pico.
So close and yet so far.
It's hopefully gonna be Boozin again.
I hope so.
Because you missed him in the last Village of Treasure. You're looking
I
forward to that.
did. Yes.
So fingers crossed.
I need
another
my
Boozin.
leader.
But I'm interested to see what background music characters they pick. So we had Yamano and Goto last time, so it's gonna be a Tonto. I know that for certain, but which Tontos it is, I don't know.
And they didn't tell us that bit yet, right?
Because it was more of just a, hey, it's coming soon. So probably the closer we get to the event. I don't know if it's going to be...
Oh, no, they did tell us.
Oh, they did?
It's Hirano and Atsushi.
Yes!
My babies!
Hirano! Good. Okay, so we do know it's going to be Hirano and Atsushi. 2 of our rarer Tontos. You can smith.
They were my first 2 smiths in the game. My 2.
Let's take a second to mourn your Hirano.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mourn the Lost Swords. It's like the mourning
He's
of the Lost
back
Swords.
now. It's okay. That's the title of our episode.
Yep.
More like the subtitle.
Yep. Really quick, they announced a ton of things, like we mentioned in January at Wonderfest. All of these wonderful scale figures and Nendoroids that Good Smile has put out. We did mention this, but he did go on sale again. Just a reminder, the Yamamagiri Kunihiro scale figure is out for pre-order. You can get it anywhere that you buy figures, like Ami. I don't know about Animate. I found Ami and I love their policy for a lot of things, and they give you a nice discount. But if you get it through Good Smile, you actually get a special pre-order bonus. I know for the scale figures, I think for their Nendoroids, it's a little rubber strap. And for their scale figures, it's a keychain of their sword. So you get like a nice like metal version of their sword. And along with Yamamagiri Kunihiro, we also got Okanehira's scale figure as well. He is now up for pre-order. Want to go pick those
Fun-
two up? They'll be released later
Fun
on in
fact. Kanehira is a type of fish.
there. What?
Yeah. One of my schools has this changing board, just info board, and one of the topics this month was different fish, and there was this one, and the teacher I was walking with was like, "Oh, Kanehira." Kanehira means fish. Okay, cool. That's cool to know. So he's a fish and a butterfly.
Oh. Well, he gets the butterfly from a house that owned him.
Yeah.
So
He's just drawn with a lot of butterflies. So he's like, oh, it's a cute butterfly guy. And then
nope,
he's a fish.
It's a type of fish?
Yeah. Like Namazuo.
Oh no. I'm just seeing jokes about Burr playing No, it's a fish, and I'm going to go to bed now.
If you want the special Good Smile bonus, they have the charms of the swords, which is actually really cool. And that's the only thing I regret about buying a lot of my things through Yami Yami is I don't get those. So I think that's everything for that. We're going to start moving into our Behind the Blade and live action section, so I'm going to hand it over to Jesse and Sarah for that. I know nothing. I know Behind the Blade stuff, but I don't know stage. I enjoy the stage and I nod and smile, but
that's okay. We all have our own parts of the franchise that we thrive in. The stages are not one of yours.
I love them, but it's just trying to keep up with social media stuff. It's just like I just get on Twitter. I get on Twitter for fan art now because no more.
I get on Twitter and am bombarded by pictures without tags. Thanks, B.
The questionable. Whose dog is this dog?
Yeah, thanks, Max. And the various, are you all right with that picture? You look like a ghost. Said, word, Mokun. And I just, yeah, so add in time struggles. That is why we have not seen tweets come through. But before then, I wanted to share this one fact that I found out because my sister was asking about Nikari Aoe. How I sent her a picture of his Kiwame form with the ghost spirit. And I needed to look up his story again so I could tell it more accurately than my half-asleep brain was giving me. And for those of you who don't know, he said to have cut the spirit of a woman who was smiling rather creepily, which is what Nikari, creepy. Most of you have probably heard the... Yeah, Nico, or Nico, which is to smile like happily, but Nikarito is like with this creepy grimace of a grin. On that same page, I found some other information, like the fact that Nikari is also one that has had several copies made by other sword schools, and one of which was made by the Bizen Osafune school, which immediately I was like, wait, what? Osafune is life. That sword is called Nikari Nagamitsu and is said to look really, really similar, much more similar to Nikari Aoe than, say, Yamabakiri Horikawa looks like, or Yamabakiri Kunihiro looks like Yamabakiri Chogi. Nikari Nagamitsu looks much more similar to, and is said to have been owned by Tokugawa Ieyasu, but there's been no record since. So, yeah. But I thought that was really interesting. That's about it on that end, but Nikari is also in the Miho Tosei rerun that's still going on through the 17th of this month. So they're all gearing up for the end. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Not Sarah?
I love them all. They're adorable babies and they're all kind of dying because they just recently celebrated their 100th run show performance, which that's a lot of shows. But that explains why you get quite a few photos from the babies of like them half dead on whatever surface they can sit down on, looking kind of at you, aka little ghosty bab Nikari, and even like Gohei's actor would at one point just posted a photo that was just like, well, it was very sad. For their 100th performance, a lot of the actors did do little poses. I know Nikari's actor did do a Seiza pose with his sword, and I think Spee might have done something Tombo, and I know Gohei because those are the few ones that actually have Instagram and they post things. So yes, but it's been really cute, and the boys are enjoying it, and they're kind of dying, especially because certain ones like Sakiyama Tsubasa, instead of doing their one free day going and taking a nap, decide to go to Tokyo and work. Thanks, baby. Good boy.
Child.
Good for you. So yes, they're all kind of dead, but it's fine. We love them.
Kind of. Say pretty dead.
Yeah. More than kind of, but we're going to give them the benefit of their pride and pretend like they're not, and then slowly cuddle them. It's fine.
And they'll hopefully get naps soon, eventually, maybe. That's what they have their restroom for in the halls, right?
Yeah.
Are often referred to as teireibeyas, which is the same term we have in the game for repairs. So it's really cute to see the actors go, oh yes, I'm in the repairs room, and that's the act translation for that specific room, but it's the same word that we have in the game. My mind is like, oh, there's swords and repairs, okay.
Oh, babies.
Not wrong.
That was especially strong back in the Hiden run.
Oof. Yeah. Yep.
Much needed
Especially
rest.
when they toss. Just be like, we're off at repairs now. Great.
Yeah. But other boys getting ready to go out and do things. Kashuu Kiyomitsu's Solar Performance Asia Tour. It did get announced that he will have a performance in Tokyo as well. Don't remember if I said that last week. So he will be making the rounds through Asia and then ending back up in Tokyo. Probably, that hasn't been, but probably doing a live streaming of that, I would imagine, as they've done with everything else thus far. We've got that coming up in April, and then in July we still have nothing new on Genji site. We did get announced that, or it did get announced that Kashuu Kiyomitsu will have his own solo CD album release. So for whatever new songs he had in 2018, I imagine be on there. I mean, the album is called Promise You, so we will get that, as well as 2 whole discs just for the one sword, which is pretty interesting, and like, wow, darn kid, you're spoiled. But at the same time, it's very much in need. That comes out in, actually, I think that comes out in May. But that should be on pre-order, so keep your eyes out for that. We also have his solo performance 2018 and Atsukashiyama Boon Paris on sale this month. So those will be, if you pre-ordered those, keep your eyes out for, and that'll be to you. If you haven't pre-ordered them yet, you should still have time, and then they'll be released, so you can just order them. Check those out online.
I don't know if those are going to be on Ami. Really only had like main performances.
Then
like,
I know you can get them on the Animate's global
probably
website.
Animate.
That's a thing I've seen people get them from. You can probably also order them from Amazon and other websites as well. So check those out as you can.
Animate's better for the figures and for like box sets of Touken Rambles stuff, while Animate is better for the stage and musical DVD, Blu-rays and CDs, stuff like that. They're better with that because that's where I got the Atsukashiyama DVD that's
There we
region
go.
free. So they were the only ones that had it.
I used to use Amazon Japan, and then I would use Yes Asia, but I have never had to use anything like that since. So I don't that end of things. But check out those websites. I'm sure you can find it if you're persistent. If you need help, feel free to contact us, and we'll
Yep.
be able to direct you more readily. The movie is still ongoing. It just started its second special run with some new theaters in country. No news on it out of the country yet.
Probably not.
I know
If we
my
get
sister
it,
was really mad.
if not, it's gonna be like a Fathom event thing once it's actually been released on DVD in Japan, which it'll be a while for it to be released on DVD because Japan takes a while for things to get released on DVD.
Yeah, also if there's any news on it being like overseas, as in the local Asian countries overseas too. Though there's been no news on that end either. But
China's more
they
likely.
did, like, they're starting this weekend. They opened it in more theaters than they did with the original run,
Oh wow.
and they
That's good.
extended the run for some theaters that thought it was going to end at the end of February or mid-February, which, because my theater near me and my sister, it said it was going to stop its run on this certain day, and Cammy's like, I hate you because I need to see this movie again. So she came up so we could see it together after work on a Wednesday. So I have now seen this movie time, and then found out that, oh, it's actually still out. Okay, that's cool.
Surprise!
It's still going. But it's worth it, and who knows, maybe I'll get to see it a fourth time. I don't know. I'll
my
see it
God.
however many times it needs to be seen to get this movie love.
Well, if it got a second
So-
run, I think you guys gave it the love it deserved.
Deserves the love of the world. If DMM would just let them have it. So marvelous.
Cute pouty puppies over here. Like, give us, please. Please.
Yeah. I think we've covered everything for this month. It was a pretty short month. Super eventful, just kind of, especially with the three of us, we just kind of go with the flow now with most of these events. Gotten usually most of the event swords come out and all of, but except we Hakusan struggled. That was we all lost out on that one. But once again, thank you guys so much for listening to our podcast, your Touken Rambles podcast. You can find us anywhere where you can listen to podcasts, be it on our main hosting site of Podbean. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. If you want to follow us on social media, you can find us on our Facebook page and our Twitter at Touken Rambles Podcast. Or if you want to follow us by watching us through YouTube, you can as well. I have slacked. I lost Movie Maker 10. I am upsetty spaghetti right now. So I apologize so much to the YouTube viewers. I don't like the new Movie Maker. And I don't want to buy a movie like editing software because they're basic videos, so they don't deserve money. So I'm trying to figure something else out. I think I'm gonna have to pass that torch off to like Jesse or Sarah just for the interim. So we will get those out to you, and you will get like bombarded for like 3 episodes. So we love you. Don't think we forgot about you. Yeah, and if you want to talk to us more, you can hang out with us on our Discord. And message us for a link to that on any of our social media, and we send it to you. All right.
Yes, you can join our fun questions on anything related to the swords.
I blame
Super late at
Cammy.
night.
Blame Cammy.
Blaming Cammy. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.